Hey guys, it's Nina, and today I have my May wrap-up for you. So I'm just gonna get right into it. The first book I have for you is The Hidden Girl. It's a true story about the Holocaust. It's by Lola Rain Kaufman and Louise Metzger. This is a kid's book. It's very short and it's very easy to get through and read. I love learning about the Holocaust. It's just such a horrific and interesting event that happened in history, and to hear a true story about it is just very appealing to me, and this was really great. I don't really know if I can rate this. It's meant for children. I mean, the story is really heartbreaking, but she didn't go so harsh into it because it's for kids. So, I mean, it was for me, but if I was a child, I would definitely like this. Next, I have Marla by Julie Bunton. This is a book I DNF'd, as you can see. I only got like 40 pages into this book. It's not that the book was bad, it was just every time I picked it up, I could not focus. I kept thinking about other things. I was in like a weird setting and like with my life and stuff. So yeah, I don't know. Like, I can't really give a review or stars for this because I didn't read much of it, and what I did read, I just could not focus. I have no idea what this is about. I know that there is a girl named Marlena who is friends with this girl who's telling the story, and Marlena ends up dying, and so it goes through kind of all of that. I have no idea really what else it deals with. I know it goes back and forth between two different time periods, when she was a teenager and now when she's an older woman, and I couldn't follow that time period. I was just having a lot of trouble with it. Again, I don't really think it's the book's fault. I just think it was my lack of focus while reading this. So, yeah. My next one is Nimona by Noelle Stevenson. I love this. I give this 5 stars. It is such a cute story and cute graphics. I'll show you guys some of the graphics just because they're really appealing to me and fun to read and look at. So this deals with a villain and a hero, and then the villain's sidekick named Nimona. She comes into the villain's life unexpected, and she is a shapeshifter. These two, the villain and the hero, used to be very close. In fact, they had a relationship. So you do get some gay relationship in here if that is what you are looking for while you're reading. But it doesn't really focus on that. So it was kind of nice to like have them include it, but not that be the main focus of the story, and just kind of like pass it off as normal. Like, that was very interesting to me, and it was, to me, that was like really accepting, and I loved that. So the story deals with kind of like a dystopian feel, like there's like a government, like the administration is kind of doing some wrongful things. So you're actually rooting for the villain, and I love rooting for the villain. And he's just trying to expose the administration and their wrongfulness. And Nimona is like this, I don't know if you can hear that. Kids are like yelling in the background. But Nimona is this like spunky teen who's very sassy and sarcastic, and she's like, I'm gonna go kill people, and like she's like like killing people's bad, but like she has fun with it. Like, wow, that came out wrong, but like it's just great. It's just great. I give this 5 stars, and yes. Next, I have another graphic novel called Through the Woods by Emily Carroll. This is a small collection of many different stories, and the graphics in this, I also give this like, I give this like a 4.75. I want to show you some of these amazing graphics. Hold on, I'll show you my favorite one. Okay, these are my favorite graphics right here of this story. Just because they're so like royal and cool. Most of these are very creepy, and I love it. They're all creepy, scary stories with open endings. So if you're not the type of person who doesn't like open endings, this might not be for you. I'm not a fan of open endings, but I didn't mind this. That's the only reason it's not 5 stars, is because it was open endings. But it's very interesting and fun and creepy and cool, and I love it, so yes. The next book I have is a non-fiction story called The Autumn Balloon by Kenny Porpora. I don't know. This was a crazy story. I give it a 4 stars. This is about a young boy who, it goes through his life. He is being raised by his mother and his father, and like they're separated. His mother is a crazy drunk, and his dad is like irresponsible, and it deals with like the fight of custody and the craziness of the mom, and you know, finding friends and bullying, and just going through his hard life and experiencing loss and really learning how to survive. This was very inspiring. This boy was nothing, I don't want to say nothing special. Like he was just like your average kid. Like he wasn't rich, he wasn't like down in the dumps. Like he wasn't anything weird. But he ended up going to Columbia and going to Ivy League college and really fulfilling his dreams. So this was a really inspiring story of how to go from like rags to riches kind of deal. And I loved it. Next, I have an amazing story. I've seen this a lot on BookTube. I also give this like a 4.75 stars. The Upside of Unwanted by Becky Albertelli. I'm not sure if that's how you say her name. This is a contemporary read, which I really enjoyed. It has gay relationships in it if you're looking for that, so that's diversity. It also has diversity in race. It deals with 2 twin sisters. One is a lesbian, and she finds this girl that really connects to her, and they become a thing. And so her and her twin sister are kind of slowly spreading apart, and her twin sister is kind of upset about that. And the main character, the twin sister, is having a hard time finding love. She has a lot of crushes, but she doesn't have confidence in herself to kind of make the first move, and so she's never had a boyfriend. And so in this story, she has to deal with that and learn how to be confident, and it's just a really cute, fun story with a lot of diversity and different ideas, and I loved it. Next, I have Fahrenheit 451 by Ray Bradbury. This is a classic, and I finally picked it up, and it is now like one of my favorite classics. I'm not a huge fan of classics, but this one was really great. It deals with firemen, but instead of actually putting out fires, they start them. Anybody who is found with books, their house and all the books are burnt, and it's like a crime to own a book. And so it shows you kind of like this different aspect of like, it kind of reminds me of like 1984. It gives those feels. Like the government is kind of controlling your thinking. They don't want you to gain knowledge from stories and books, so they made books illegal. And it deals with this fireman who like originally started causing fires to burn these people's houses down, but then he discovers books and, you know, what is so curious about them, and he ends up grabbing some books for himself and going on this crazy chase of escaping the people and hoping that people don't find out that he has this book, and learning about what books can help you gain. So it was really great. This was a 5 stars for me. I loved it. Next is Wonder by R.J. Palacino. I have no idea how you say the last name. This is also another great book. I gave this 5 stars too. I had a great reading month, really. So it deals with a boy who has a severe face deformity, and so he's been homeschooled his entire life, and now he is getting into the 5th grade, and his parents have decided to send him to an actual school. And so he has to deal with all the strange looks and the bullying and trying to make friends, but no one really wants to be around him because of how he looks. And it deals with the severity of bullying and really how that affects young children. This is a middle grade novel, very well written. It gave you quite a few different viewpoints, and it was really great. It showed how to find true friends and what true friends are like, and I loved it. Next is probably one of my favorites. It's Sad Animal Facts by Brooke Barker. Her name's ironic, I know. Just a little snippet. I have recorded a video sharing some of the stuff that is in this book, so if you are interested, I will link that down below if I have it posted. If not, I'm sorry. But this is just a nonfiction child's book that gives a lot of random animal facts, and I give this 5 stars. The facts are so fun and interesting. Like, some of them are like crazy, like you would never know. And they all give these cute little graphics and a sarcastic thing said by the person. It gives the fact and then a sarcastic thing said by the animal, kind of like ironic, that relates to the fact. And it's adorable and I love it. Next I have All the Bright Places by Jennifer Niven. This is another one that I really loved. I gave this probably like a 4.5 stars. This deals with a boy and a girl, and it gives you both their viewpoints, so that's really fun. I love when you get both viewpoints in a story. The boy is kind of like borderline suicidal. Like, he doesn't really know like how to deal with life, and so he climbs onto the top of the bell tower at his school, and he's thinking about jumping off, but he wasn't really going to do it just yet. He was just like thinking of many different ways he could commit this act. And up there he meets this girl, and she is a very popular girl, and for her to be up there on the ledge is kind of like terrifying and like weird. So the boy is viewed as the freak, but the girl is the popular kid in the school. So she's up there because she wants to commit suicide because she has lost her sister in a car accident about a year before, and she's having a really hard time dealing with this. Her sister was very close to her, and so when people start seeing them up there, they're like, what in the world's going on? And sorry, my camera kind of stopped in the middle of this, so I'm not quite sure where I left off, but he eventually talks her down from the ledge. And they kind of reverse the story, and she says that, you know, she talked him down from the ledge. She was trying to be a hero. She wasn't up there doing anything crazy. And these two unexpected people kind of fall in love, and it is a great contemporary that I really loved. This is a mental health wreck that I really enjoyed, so yeah. Next I have The Impossible Knife of Memory by Lori Halse Anderson. This is another kind of mental health book. This one I didn't enjoy really at all. I gave it like a 2 stars. It deals with a girl who has to deal with her drunk father, who is a veteran. He came back from the war. He has PTSD, and he is just trying to cope with it with alcohol. And it's just a really hard thing for her. And it's a crazy story. I didn't like how it was portrayed, and I was very disappointed because I loved Lori Halse Anderson's other book called Speak, so I really wanted to pick up something else. Unfortunately, this was a disappointment, and I just felt like it was so long for how like boring it was. Like, I don't mind a long book, but it has to be good, and this just wasn't for me. Next, I have Baltimore, The Plague Ships, Volume 1. This is another graphic novel. I didn't enjoy this either. I gave this like a 2 stars. It deals with this plague that's going on, but some of the people who catch the plague and die turn into vampires, and this man here is trying to hunt down a specific vampire who's kind of like the leader of everything. And the vampire is trying to hunt down him because he cut the vampire's face open, kind of. And so the vampire has this ugly scar now, and I don't know, they want revenge or something. I just felt like it was really boring and dumb. I wasn't a huge fan of the graphics, and one of the main characters was really annoying to me, so yeah. moving on. Next is Enyas Ghost. I don't know how you say that, by Vera Broskul. This was an okay read. I give it like 3 stars. It deals with a girl who falls down into a well, and at the bottom of the well, she meets this ghost. She finds a bunch of dead bones laying there, and so the ghost of this body is there with her, and she kind of takes it with her when she leaves. And when she leaves, you know, they become friends, kind of. But then when she tries to separate from the ghost, it goes crazy, and she just wants to get rid of this ghost. And it's a crazy story. It's kind of cute and spooky, though. I love the graphics. There's not color. It's just all like purple, black, and white. But the graphics of how she looks and everything's really cute. And yeah. Next, I don't even know if I count this. It's called X-Zombie? I'm not sure. It's another graphic novel. I read a couple pages. I just could not get into it. And I did not like how things were written. And I didn't really like the graphics of it. So I can't even rate this because I only read like 10 pages. And I was like, no. The last one I have is a child's nonfiction book about ruby-throated hummingbirds. I can't really rate this either because it's just a bunch of short little facts about hummingbirds. So yeah. Anyway, that is my wrap-up. I hope you guys liked it. Let me know what you guys read down below, or what you thought of some of the books that I've read. And yes, have a wonderful day. Bye.